If you made the decision to get into online business, network marketing, MLM, affiliate marketing, there's one reason why you're failing, and it's your self-confidence. It's as simple as that. I want to go over some tips today. With our organization, MCE Stewardship, what we believe is if the Gimbals doesn't have it, go to Macy's philosophy. And if you're as old as I am, you're dating yourself, because that's a miracle on 34th Street. And the bottom line is, I don't care what company you're with. There are no bad network marketing companies. There's just bad leadership within teams. I'm not the best. I just am. I'm going to pass on what works for our team, what works for me, and what I did, within the last 15 years of being in this industry, what didn't work for me, and what probably works for you, because it's a concrete system that everybody does. If you got involved with network marketing in the last 24 months, the industry's exploded. I just read an article that said that network marketing and MLM is a predatory business of the last 18, 24 months. And it is, because how many people are out there in a position of, I need a job, I'm not essential, maybe I don't want to do what my company's going to say, with X, Y, and Z. You have some hard choices to make, and along comes your friend, slides in your DMs and says, hey, sweetie, what are you doing? What's going on? How are you? How you been? Hey, I've got something I want to show you. You're going to be a millionaire within the next 6 months. I've been in this industry. This is going into my 15th year. And I never really was public about it. I was embarrassed about it because of the whole concept of it being referred to as a pyramid scam. I didn't understand the business concepts behind it, or how legitimate of a business it was. And I was a great salesman. I was a phenomenal salesman, because I owned a gym at the time. I was a martial arts teacher, I was a police officer. I obviously have a personality when it comes down to talking. And I was great at conveying value in product, getting people to purchase it, but I couldn't duplicate in the concept that was necessary to make the real money in network marketing and MLM. And I want to address some things off the bat. Number one, it's not a Ponzi scheme, it's not a pyramid scam. Network marketing simply is reverse advertising. And I've talked about this a million times. If you own a business, you understand that the number one cost of overhead that you have to deduct every month is for your advertising. Doesn't matter if you're brick and mortar, doesn't matter if you're online. If you don't advertise, people don't know about your product or your service, and you're not getting it out there. Network marketing is genius. It's third-person word of mouth, right? Which is the most powerful source of advertising there is. And instead of the network marketing companies putting out their millions of dollars up front and hoping for a 1% to 3% return on investment, we are doing all the work for them. We're advocating their product or service, and anything they bring in post-split with the people that they brought them in, the brand partners, is pure profit. It's a genius business model. The reason people fail in network marketing is because they quit, number one. So if you got into the industry, I want to actually talk about, I'm going to do this video today on the concept of the invite. It's the biggest, most important aspect of network marketing that you have to nail, and why you're not nailing it. I'm very, very passionate and blunt about this industry. So if you have a thick skin, good, or thin skin, good. We're going to thicken it up a little bit, because I want you to succeed. Remember, I'm not pitching you my company. I'm not pitching you my team. If you want to be with my team, if you want to move forward with us, there you go, right there. Text money to 708-982-0974. We are always looking to build. I do believe in giving my skill set to others in this industry, so the industry has more polish and shine on it, and collectively all of us do better work, and all of us wind up helping each other. I really do believe in that. I'm not about to backstab or talk crap about any one person or any company at all. I just think that things can be done better, so I'm throwing my hat in the ring to help to do so. In this industry, it doesn't matter what company you're with. There's 4 things that are essential for the business, right? And that's they're MMAs, right? We call them MMAs, money-making activities. In network marketing or working from home, unlike having a boss, you're responsible for your own work, and there's discipline. The number one thing people do in network marketing is they operate off of motivation. You've all been to the events, right? I was living in my car. I had $7. Then I met Jane. Jane showed me the product. Now I own 6 homes, and I'm a multi-million-dollar earner every month. How did you do it? I just showed 2 people the plan every day. How did you do it? I showed 2 people the plan every day. How did you do it? This was me in the beginning too, as far as asking people for information. No one could answer. How do you call people? What do you say? What time of day do you call? Do you text? Do you email? What do you do as far as using your social media? How do you use your social media? It was so overwhelming that, to be honest, the number one thing that you're going to see with people in network marketing, why they succeed with your team and your upline, they have two things that they leverage, and that's confidence and influence. Well, how do you get confidence? You become so well educated on your industry. Did you know that network marketing pulled in $34.5 billion in 2019? As of 2017, a study that I saw, they paid out $1.7 trillion in commissions to people. The last year saw very well-known companies that have been in existence since the dawn of network marketing, up 2, 7, 13%. Do you know about the industry? The more you know about the industry, the more you know about the business model, the more you know about the comparison between turnkey and network marketing, the more confident you'll be. You'll be able to answer when somebody calls, oh, you're one of those pyramid scams. No, you're right. When I was a patrol officer and I worked the street, I didn't make more than my sergeants. Sergeants didn't make more than the commanders. Commanders didn't make more than the deputy chiefs. Chief didn't make more than the chief. And you know what? That's a pyramid. And the fact that I would put in, overtime like crazy, the chief would work 3-4 hours a day and he still made more money than me, that's a pyramid scam. Or every time I go to Starbucks, and it's wintertime now, right? So I go get my grande eggnog latte. The person in the drive-thru taking my order, exchanging my dollars for that cup of coffee, and then putting it in the register and making the coffee, they're not going to make more money than the shift manager. Shift manager's not going to make more money than the AGM, than the GM, than the CEO of the company. That's a pyramid scam. By definition also, when somebody presents to you and says this is a pyramid scam is exchanging dollars for nothing. That's the definition of it. Hey, John, give me $50 or give me $200. You're going to keep 50 for yourself. Excuse me, let me play. If you're going to get two people to give you $200, you're going to keep 50 for yourself. You're going to give me $150 each. They're going to duplicate that. By week number 12, you're going to be the one that's going to be collecting all the money. That's a pyramid scam. Anytime you exchange dollars for product or service, it's a legitimate business. That's all it is. The number one problem, and I'm really hoping you guys see this with your network marketing business, is the reason you fail is you're only showing value in one area. And I want to really change that in the next couple of videos to come, right? I'm not going to talk about that too much today, but if what you're doing is you're putting up in your social media, this is my new shampoo and it's making me 6 feet tall and I lost 30 pounds and oh, look, my teeth are brighter and oh, my hair is also gorgeous. You're a salesperson for a product. You're not actually being an advocate for the business model, and you're not going to have repetitive productivity. What you're going to have is transactions, which is okay. When I was with my first company for 10 years, I was great at transactions. It was horrible at duplication. Coming into the business I'm in now, horrible at duplication until I realized the biggest missing factor of what people need, which is training. Training is everything in this business, and I'll get to that. The second thing you need is influence, right? So you get confidence from education, and education is done from training. If you're a martial artist, you don't go to class once a week and know things. You go 3-4 times a week. You study like crazy. If you play an instrument, you don't go to music lessons once a week. You go 2-3 times a week, and you wind up playing your scales over and over and over again. If you go to the gym, you don't go to the gym once a week. You go to the gym 5 times a week, 3 times a week. You get the point I'm trying to convey, right? That's education. That will build confidence like you have no idea. Influence. Influence is built from charisma. Charisma is built by being 100% authentic you. You guys are trying to be somebody you're not. It doesn't matter if you stutter. It doesn't matter if you think that you're not as attractive as other influencers. It doesn't matter how you dress, to a degree. Absolutely, and your first appearance is everything. The point being is the more genuine and authentic you are, your charisma will flow and your influence will build. That's the thing you see across the board with these people making $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a month. Their influence is insane. You're like, oh, I want to be like them. And then you listen to them and then you buy into their business. Most of them will not educate you because they don't know why they're so influential. The business model is always going to be contact, invite, show the plan, and follow up. That's what it is in every single MLM that there is. The MMAs, the money-making activities, are if you don't contact, you don't invite people, you don't show them the plan, you don't follow up with them, you're not going to make money. That comes down to discipline, and we'll talk about that in the future. With my team specifically, this is my favorite, showing the plan. I love the presentation. I love the pitch. I love the close. So my team does have somebody that all they have to do is funnel people to me. Find who's best in your organization. Make sure they don't have an ego or they have a God complex, because a lot of people in network marketing do. They want to be the guru. I don't. I want to be somebody who is seen for having a skill set. And if my team doesn't reproduce, I don't make money. So if you're in one of those network marketings that's so-and-so, Susie or Jane or Dave, they want to be the guy and they won't wind up returning your calls. That's the bad leadership I'm talking about. And I've had good leadership and I've had bad leadership, and I've seen what I like from both, and I do my best to duplicate and then eliminate what the problems are in this business. But going forward, contact, invite, show the plan, follow up. The invite is the most important thing you will do from day one. The reason most people fail is they just don't invite. Find out who shows the plan the best. Find out who's going to be presenting. Get to know people. I will tell you a little trick on how to wind up aligning yourself with people when it comes down to getting information. When we trained any type of physical activities, right, or wrestling, martial arts, when I trained, what I always found was if you go to the teacher and always ask them for knowledge, you got to pay for it, right? You got to pay. I paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in tuition when it came down to becoming a martial arts student. What I found over the years is go to the top student of the class. Always go to the higher level students. Ask them for information. They are so eager to prove that they are top dogs in the class that they will show you and teach you without even know they are. So find out who's a rising star in your organization and talk to them. Hey, listen, I want to learn what you're doing. I love what you're doing. I like your style. I want to hear what you have to say. I'd like to buy you a cup of coffee. I'd like to get on a Zoom call with you. Go, if your organization has the top guy, don't go to him or her. Go to the person underneath them, the person who's the rising star. They'll tell you everything, and you'll get a better clarity of answer in that. Find out who's doing the presentations and establish it in your group. If you are talking to somebody and you're saying, hey, listen, who's doing the group, who's doing the presentations, I want us to set some concrete, you're also giving them a task, right? Because you have to build this as a team. If you don't share the responsibilities in your team and your organization, it's going to fail. And trust me, I've made mistakes. I have shared when I shouldn't have shared and not shared when I should have shared. So everything I'm conveying is learning through the trial and error mistakes that I've made in this industry. But the invite is the most important. We'll get to presenting, we'll get to pitching, we'll get to closing, we'll get to the concepts of how you need to wind up, listing and letting people counter your offers, all this kind of stuff. But right now it's the invite. When it comes to inviting, you have two areas, okay? You have a warm market and a cold market, and I want you to think about this for a second. We're going to use your Instagram for an example because of social media. This is your key, right? Instagram, you have people you are following and people who are following you. That's going to be your cold market, people who are following you. People who you barely have any contact with, you really don't know personally at all, and those are the best ones that you're going to wind up reaching out to. Warm market, I tell my people this all the time. Warm market is your best bet for growth. Remember, network marketing is personal development disguised as a business. If you read all the books, if you listen to all the audio, if you wind up going to the seminars, and then you think you're going to apply this stuff, months and years will pass by and you will fail. You need to fail in action. You need to be going to your contacts and inviting daily from day one, not knowing what you're doing. You need to screw things up. It's your petri dish. Blow stuff up. That's the only way you are going to learn. Otherwise, everything is theory with zero application. Application is the key. You have training and application. Train all you want. You don't apply it, you're done. The reason why warm market, and I really want you guys to focus on that, especially if you're in the business, it's going to be the one that's going to build your confidence the most. This is how you do it. That's what you have to look at. And these are the differences. When it comes down to a warm market versus cold market, warm market, you ask. Cold market, you tell. Warm market, you speak the truth. Cold market, you never lie. Warm market is planting a seed. Cold market, you're harvesting. Always going to be vulnerable with your warm market, and you're going to be the authoritarian when it comes down to your cold market. Warm market, friends and family, people you know, maybe people you've worked with, right? What you never do is try to sell your warm market. You pick up the phone. We don't text anybody in my team. We text them an intro. Hey, are you available for a conversation? Hey, what time are you free? That's it. And there's a tactic with cold market as well too. Everything is personable. The reason you wind up talking on the phone with your cold market is the fact that you want this so that you are seen as different. It doesn't matter if they know you. It doesn't matter if they know, oh, well, Izzo was a cop and now he's in network marketing. You want the passion in your voice coming through so that they can start to see and feel a change. And understand something, passion is everything. In your warm market, now, I am a fan of Ray Higdon. I'm a fan of Eric Worre. I'm a fan of Darren Kidd. The only thing I disagree with is the concept of Ray Higdon's go for no. Ray Higdon's successful beyond belief. I don't have Ray Higdon's level. But what I do have is a law enforcement background. I know how to talk to people better than most salespersons. My bartending years and my law enforcement years come from an ask, tell, make position, right? It was my job for you walked into my bar to be the authority behind the bar, to make sure that your check was the biggest check possible, but you also had the best time spending money. It was my job as a cop to wind up talking you into handcuffs without you resisting and you thinking it was a good idea. Yes, I do respect these men who have made millions of dollars by volume. I think that their material is awesome. I agree with 90% of what they say. But when it comes down to talking to human beings, I'm superior at talking to humans and getting them to see the value in things that they may not agree with at the time, but will benefit them in the future. That was just my background. When it comes to warm market, the concept of go for no is if I will you, right? Hey John, if I send you a video, will you watch it? The problem is you're giving control. You're giving control to John. Oh yeah, you know, this and that, blah, 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 blah. This is how warm market, in my opinion, always has to be approached. Even though you're friends, you need to be taken seriously off the bat. John, it's Dominic Izzo. I haven't talked to you in a while. Listen, this is a business call, all right? You establish what it is. If you play catch up with John, hey, I haven't talked to you in 3 years. We used to work together, this and that. Their radar is going to be up off the bat because why are you calling? Why are you calling? And it doesn't matter if it's Jim that you just talked to last week. Hey, Jim, listen, I'll catch up with you later. This is a business call. I just want to let you know that off the bat. It's showing, too, that you're being sincere and honest and you don't have anything up your sleeve of, hey, I'm going to talk about this. Oh, by the way, I'd love you to see this. Be real. Be authentic. Be 100% legitimate and genuine in what you're saying and what you're doing. Always be truthful. If you say, hey, listen, I've got a business opportunity I want to talk to you about, they don't know you as a business person. John, Jim, Jane, they've always known you as, who you are, what you do. Be truthful, always truthful. Hey, John, listen, this is a business call. I just bought a business. I just saw a presentation. I watched this guy give this PowerPoint. I watched this girl do this. I bought a business. And here's the key. This is the key. The more vulnerable you are, and we'll get back to planting the seed in a second, the more real and vulnerable you are, the more people are going to listen. I tell people, my team all the time, because the biggest problem is when you go to invite, that phone feels like it's 500 pounds. People are almost relieved when they call and they don't get any answer. It's like, holy shit, thank God. You have to be 100% vulnerable and authentic with your warm market. John, listen, hey, I just bought a business. I'm scared shitless. I'm excited. This is incredible. I don't know if this is going to work for me, but I want you to take a look at what I'm doing. Here's this time, here's this date, here's a link I'm going to send you. I want you to watch this. Be 100% authentic. It takes the onus off of you trying to sell somebody. What is wrong with addressing the 900-pound gorilla in the room by telling people, listen, I just got involved with network marketing. It showed value to me. I know that you've seen this industry before, but to me, and insert whatever it is for you. There's value. I'm scared. I'm excited. All this. Use positive adjectives and adverbs. But here's the key. Unlike the ask or if I will you, you're still going to tell people what you want. Listen, John, I'm excited. I'm terrified at the same time. I don't know if I made the right decision. I want you to check out what I just got involved with. I want your feedback and I want your opinion on it. It's really important for me that you take a look at this. So you're telling them, hey, if John, I just bought a business. If I send you a video, will you watch it? Well, John's going to go, no, he's not going to take you seriously. The other problem is you do not want to edify, and you don't want to be friends with people, and you sure as hell don't want to build rapport. There's a reason why. And people, you have to establish, even in your warm market, you have to establish that you're the authority. You have to be perceived as the expert. When you align yourself with somebody on the same level playing field, the problem is you're the same level playing field. No one thinks or wants to learn from somebody they think that they're on the same level of. You don't go to somebody who, is a martial arts teacher or a guitar player and they play at the same level as you. You want somebody better than you. So you have to give that perception of authority and perception of expert in a subtle way. John, I'm sending you a video. It's important to me. I want you to watch this. I really, I want your opinion on whether or not, this is of value to you. There's certain aspects, and we train on this all the time with my team. There's so many ways I can go into as far as how you say, what you say, and it isn't as important as what you say as it is how you say it. We'll get into all that in future goes on, and we definitely teach this on my team. But what you're doing with these three, when you're asking, John, are you open to hearing what I'm doing? I would limit it at that. But your ask is your telling is disguised as an ask. When you wind up humbling yourself, being excited, and there's a difference between being enthusiastic versus being excited. Excitement is one thing, enthusiasm is everything. When you're passionate, when you are direct, and when you're open and you're vulnerable, you're telling somebody what you want becomes an ask, and they see value in it. And I know this is all psychology, and you guys we'll talk about it much later, but all these things go to the planting the seed. When you're talking to your warm market, the greatest thing you're going to see is that they're not going to sign up with you. You do not, oh, come on, do this with me. We're going to make money. Don't do that. Don't do that. John, I saw value in this. I want to know what your feedback is. I'm going to send you a video. Let's have a conversation about it. I think I made a right decision. I want to know where you're at. You're planting a seed 3 months down the road, 6 months down the road. John's going to, hey, you still doing that pyramid scam? I am. I'm growing. I'm learning. My business is developing. I haven't made $1 million yet, but I'm liking where this is going. They want to see where you're going to go through this because they have that warm market association with you. And down the line, they may want to do something with you. Or down the line, hey, yeah, I am still doing this. I've been doing the pyramid scam thing. Yeah, I like how you referred to it for the last 6 months. By the way, who can you send me? Who do you know right now that's looking for a plan B or a part-time job or something else to do? There's so many ways to approach your warm market. The key things are to be truthful and vulnerable. Your truth and your vulnerability will disguise your direction and your leadership in an asking form. They're thinking you're asking them when you're really telling them what you want. Okay? There's so much to cover on that. I want to glance over it as quickly as possible. When it comes to the cold market is a system. End of story. I think this has got to be black and white. What you do is you slide into the DMs of you people who follow you on Instagram, because that's Instagram. Other social medias, you have to be connected, right? Go to who follows you. You simply slide in their DMs, and what you do is you send a text first, a DM, a written text first. Use their first name if possible. John, what's your profession? That's all you send. You're going to get a bunch of things back, right? Why? Why do you want to know? Or maybe I'm a construction worker, or I'm in law enforcement, I'm a teacher. After you do that and you get your answer, you use a voice note. I always say something to the effect, I never use a video. I want people to hear, because there's theater of the mind, right? That's why radio is so much more powerful than vidcasts. When you wind up telling them, you use the audio record button. Excellent. I always like to hear what those who are connected with me, what they do for a living. Listen, I want to talk to you about what I do for a living. I want to see if it aligns with your values. I want to see if you'd be a good fit for us. Forward me your contact number. I want to have a conversation with you. I'm going to tell you, it works. It works when you edify. Oh, John, saw that you're into fishing or crocheting cat sweaters. Me too. Remember, you're leveling that playing field. And you're being on there. Why do they want to learn from you? No one wants to buy, but nobody wants to be sold, but everybody wants to buy, right? You can't edify, you can't align yourself, you can't build rapport, because the problem is if they do come in based off of rapport, when the business goes south, Who are they going to blame? You. You have to sit there and tell people what you want. And I'll get to that in a second. You never lie. Never lie. Integrity is everything. Don't you dare lie. I can't articulate that any better than that. You're going to harvest, okay, when it comes down to plants, unlike planting seeds, right? And you're going to be the authority versus being vulnerable. So the harvesting is the first. Unlike planting seed with your warm market, your cold market, you're going in there. You're not gonna lie. When people ask you questions, you're going to avoid answering questions, but you're not gonna lie, because the goal is to get them on the presentations, and you're gonna tell people what you want instead of asking. Right? The Ray Higdons, if I will you. Oh, you work for Starbucks? That's great. If I send you a video on making more money, will you watch it? No. What you instead? When they respond back with their number, because what I do again in the beginning is, excellent. I appreciate that you work for this and that. I want to talk to you. I want to have a conversation with you about what I do. I want to see if it aligns with what you value, and I want to see if you'd be a good fit for us. Number one, I'm establishing authority. I don't know if you would be or not. You could be a piece of shit. I want to see if your values align with me. Let's have a conversation. And I tell people, I don't ask for email address or text messages. I tell, forward me your contact number. I will give you a call. We will have a conversation. Did I ask? I told. Forward me your contact number. I will give you a call. We will have a conversation. That's me directing where the things are going. This is me leading the dance, right? When they wind up giving me their information, or I give them a call. Listen, I'm inviting you to a Zoom presentation. I'm doing this date and this time. I want you there. Send me a confirmation. You'll be attending. I'll mark you off, and we're going to present to you what we do. Well, what do you do? Well, I can't talk about it right now. I got 50 other people I need to contact. I appreciate your time. Confirm with me. You're going to be attending this time of day, right? There's so many ways of leading and establishing authority when it comes down to cold market. You have to. It's a must. You're not about to waste anybody's time, and sure as shit in this industry, you don't want to be seen as a salesperson. You want to be seen as a leader. There's so much to get involved with, and these are things that we do teach and cover in my, the business school that I'm involved with, MCE Stewardship. It's all how you invite. If you are not inviting, you're not getting people to see the plan of value. The other problem is you never sell anything. But I can tell you, if you lead with product first, you're cutting your prospects in half 50-50. The business of network marketing is not selling product and getting business owners out of that transaction. You can't take customers and create entrepreneurs out of them. Your job should be creating an army, a legion, a network of business owners who are their own customers. We'll talk about that much more in the future. The business model is always talk to the weakest link, and this is the only problem I have. One of my biggest problems is I like to teach and teach and teach, and I don't focus on the weakest link. I've actually focused on people who are so starving for knowledge in this industry that they want to be that 1%. I'll always work with people who come in, and you have to establish why you're in this industry in the first place. Is it product? Is it culture? Is it cash flow? There's no wrong answer, but I truly believe that we owe it to put this information out there in the beginning to let people determine what they value in the business, so that's what they're moving forward on. I wanted to keep this as fluid, as brief, but also as formative as possible. Remember, you have a warm market and you have a cold market. There's two ways of approaching them. This is what we train. This is what we train. If you're not getting this type of training in your upline, maybe it's time to move. Text me money, 708-982-0974. Ask your upline, do they teach about being authoritative? Do they teach about being a perceived expert? Do they teach about tonality? Are you learning to tell a story? Are you inviting, hey John, I'm giving a presentation Tuesday, 3 p.m. Central. I want you to be there. Or are you learning, John, 3 p.m. Central this Tuesday, I'm giving a presentation. I want you there. Do me a favor. Confirm now that you're going to be attending. All right? You're going to be attending? Excellent. I'm going to mark your spot off. I will see you Tuesday. Telling a story is essential. Learning how to read stories to your kids at night to keep them entertained is essential. What are we doing in this business? We're educating people. How do you educate them? You engage them. How do you engage them? You entertain them. These are things that are crucial, and this is why you are not succeeding yet. You can succeed because this can all be taught. I hope this information was of value. If you want to connect with me, please text money to 708-982-0974. We are looking for people who are looking to change the lives of others, absolutely monetarily wise, through culture and community, through product, of course, but together. I don't care who you're with, what company you're with. If we could put a polish and shine back in this industry, we will change the world. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.